Hey y'all.
Welcome to Rum Punch and Beignets with your favorite TDs, TDB and
TD Dime. We're here to give you our unfiltered opinions on current events and everyday life.
So sit back, relax with your favorite drink as we give you this TD realness.
Today, guys, we're talking about creatives. What is a creative and how do you find your creative power and develop it?
All right, so creatives, I feel like that is a broad term. Everybody loves to use that term nowadays as far as doing something. But for me, I feel like being a creative, it's anyone who chooses to use their own talent and power for the greater good and for the masses. Like that's what I think it is. Like everybody has a talent. Everybody, it's hard for most people to find that talent, but everybody has it. And it's up to those who actually can hone in on the talent that they have, be it some type of art, be it something that's hands-on. Honestly, I feel like everything in the world is an art to it.
Right.
So you have to learn how to master that.
Right.
It depends on how you determine or how you choose to hone in on whatever talent that you have and make it your lifestyle.
Right.
So I feel like, using your talent, whatever your power is, and I feel like your talent and your power is the same thing. So however you choose to use that in the greater good for the masses, that is a person being a creative.
Right.
So that's what I think.
I mean, I completely agree. In my book, a creative is somebody that can make art. It can be writing, visual art, or whatever they make to express themselves. Sometimes the art is a means of bringing joy, peace, power, strength, etc.
Yes, I definitely agree.
And I think we're trying to figure out what you're good at, basically. It could be sports or whatever, because sports can be looked at as an art.
Yes, of course.
And I think with that, you have to ask to be opened up to be shown like what that art is and what's the purpose of you having this talent, especially if it comes easy to you and it's not like something you have to struggle with. And then with that also comes with the idea of staying committed to developing the art.
And being
like once you know that, hey, I have this talent, you have to continue with it. You have to continue with learning how to build on it. Yeah, completely.
Yeah. And I definitely agree. And I feel like a lot of times society tries to diminish certain talents and powers. For instance, and this is very taboo, strippers. I love strippers.
Man,
Personally, I love strippers. I took a pole class, and I gained a whole new respect for strippers. If you know how to work a pole, bitch, that's a talent.
That is a talent, because
everybody
is not as...
That is an amazing talent. Like, you have to learn, you have to know upper body strength.
Oh, yeah.
Lower body strength. Right. Core strength. Like, that is a talent. Like, for real.
It legit is, because then it's like, okay, I got to get this money. So, your life depends on it, essentially.
It depends on it. And it depends on how much your life depends on that talent for you to go out there and learn and practice and master working a fucking pole. Because they got bitches out here that choose not to work a pole. They just rather twerk. They rather, shake and pounce. Guess what? Like, you can only go so far with that.
Right.
But if you know how to work a pole, if you know how to climb that pole to the
top.
All
the way to the top,
girl. To the ceiling beams.
And slide all the way down.
Slide down fast and then stop real. Ooh, to the bottom.
Or no, the magic of just sliding down the pole and spinning like a helicopter. That's talent.
That's talent.
The girls in Magic City have lots of talent, by
Girl,
the way.
the girls in fucking Ace of Spades, Diamonds of Spades, whatever in Miami.
KOD, V-Live.
Yeah,
oh God,
King of Diamonds. That's the name of it, girl. I couldn't remember.
And the chicken
King
wings. And the chicken wings.
The food is always the best. Ooh, always. Okay, but the talent and cooking is a talent.
It is.
Actually being homeless is a talent.
Brittany, shut up. Just shut.
Look, I'm trying to tell you, being homeless is a talent.
Brittany,
they had
please.
this one lady.
Brittany, please.
If you from Uptown, I swear to God, if you from Uptown in the 17, you know this lady. She was pregnant. She had been pregnant since before Katrina. It was a talent, and she stayed on that corner. I
think that's enough. That's enough.
Okay, I'm just saying she was faithful to that talent. I'm just saying, and she made that
help us, God.
Her power, and she was a creative. I give it to her. I didn't like to give her no money, but she made that her power.
Listen, my question with that is, like, did y'all ever find out if she was faking? Like,
yeah, she was faking. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world you're pregnant for 15 years. Obviously, first of all, it's a family. I just found out it's a family of them. It's her. I don't know if it's her son or if her like baby daddy or her like boyfriend. She got a daughter, but they switched out, and her daughter wound up taking her spot. Don't look at me like that. I'm just telling you, her daughter wound up taking her spot, and she was pregnant. Girl, that's why I never gave them any money. Ever. One time. They got me one good time, and that's when they had the Carrollton Shopping Center. If you know, you know. My mama, my grandma, because my grandma, she was a child of God, so she gave money, because that's what she felt like she was supposed to do. But we found out she was faking the whole time. Faking the whole time. I'm just saying. But anyway.
So she found her creative niche, huh?
That was her niche. To scam niggas out their money.
Y'all, if y'all could see my face right now, I'm actively weeping right now. I don't even know what to say. But let's just sum it up to that young lady and that family. They found their creative niche. And that's what you got to do. You got to be committed. Even if it's scamming.
Yes.
Be committed to your niche or to your talent or to whatever purpose you got going on. And make sure the purpose is genuine.
Yes. So with that, we're going to move on to our creative niche. So again, everybody has their own thing that they are talented at. So for me, I feel like it definitely started at a very young age. I didn't want to accept it, but I didn't really start accepting my niche until like 5th, 6th grade. So it came to me as being a writer, as being a curator, a creative director, project manager. I'm just like
humble flex.
A mistress of all trades. Like if
you got all the pots cooking.
Whatever I find a passion in, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to master it, and I do it motherfucking well. Just saying.
Indeed, you do.
So the earliest I can remember writing, I was in 6th grade, and at that time, that's when like B2K had just started coming out, Lil Bow Wow, Lil Romeo, all of them. I started journaling for myself. I want to say I started earlier before that, but I really remember doing it in 6th grade because that's when I really started to find my own voice. I just didn't want to share it with others. But I started journaling. I started doing poetry, short stories, and I also, if y'all are real B2K Lil Bow Wow fans,
this is a shame, guys.
Y'all know about fan fiction. Y'all know about that era. I did a story. I did like 1 or 2 stories, and they loved it. The hoes loved it. Let me tell you. The little hoes loved it, okay? The little hoes loved it. But I did that, and that gave me so much gratification because the people in my classroom, they loved it, and the people that were responding to those stories loved it.
Side note, you really did. You was in the 6th grade with B2K and Lil Bow Wow and Lil Romeo.
I wrote the fan fiction in 7th grade, but I started like really writing stories and poetry and stuff in 6th grade.
Now you making me really feel like a teeter because I was in high school.
I was in middle school, baby. I was in middle school.
And my cousins would have loved it. They were obsessed with B2K.
I have a story. I don't know if it was really them, but it was me and like 2 or 3 other girls in the 7th grade. Somehow, some way, we got a phone number. We got a phone number for supposedly B2K. And we called the number, girl, and it was supposed to be Omarion and Raspy and J. I don't know if it was real, but in that moment, it was real. And you can't tell me nothing different. Okay?
In the year that is 2020 of my Lord, it probably wasn't.
Girl, fuck you. Because guess what? It was a California number. And that's all I needed. A California number. That's all
you needed to see was the area code 310. And he was just like, yeah.
Yup, it's real. It's real. But I just had to share that because I've never really shared that
You
with
are
anybody.
ridiculous.
But that was like a real moment for us. Like you just don't know. It was like 3-4 of us on three-way at the time. You know, you had to be very strategic about who you called on three-way.
And you had to make sure people was off the internet.
Okay, 2000, you had to be very strategic. Who got the long distance? Who got it?
Because whoever mama gonna pay the bill.
It wasn't my mama. It wasn't my grandma, so I didn't care. So
wow, pre-internet times with AOL CDs and get off the phone so I can use the internet.
Okay, so anyway,
Woo.
moving from that, it's about our creative niche.
Oh yeah, you.
So
found
anyway, so
yours.
after that fan fiction, I dove into entrepreneurship. I've always found myself being a leader. In 8th grade, I started a book club, and I'm very proud of that because
What y'all was reading, girl? Goosebumps?
oh, girl, don't play on us because we was way above our age grade.
Oh,
Like,
let me guess. Y'all was reading Sister Soldier, the coldest one ever.
Oh yeah, we read that. We read The Maintenance Man. We read Addiction. Oh, girl.
Did you read Fly Girl?
We read motherfucking Fly Girl. If y'all know, oh,
If
baby.
you know, you know.
So look, so I started to do this because my mama had this book subscription. I'm sorry, y'all. It was to Black Expressions. If y'all know about Black Expressions, that was like the book, book subscription.
The National
that you
Book Club
should
for
have.
Black people.
Okay, my mama thought I was just ordering regular books.
Like kids' books, but you was ordering real novels.
I was coercing my mother to buy the explicit books, and she didn't even know.
The Zane books we wasn't supposed to be reading.
Exactly. My mama
full of sex and
my mama
debauchery.
fucked up when she gave me my own form. That's where she fucked up. Anyway. So yes, we started a book club, and that shit was going well because I got most of all the cool kids. They was giving they $5 every month, like clockwork. You heard me? Motherfucking work. We got a book every month. We read it. It got shut down when one of my friends
It's always that one to mess it up.
got caught reading it in the middle of class, and I want to say it was religion class, and he was reading The Maintenance Man, and just so happened at that time he was reading the sex part, and we were supposed to be learning about religion, and the teacher came up and saw that he wasn't even looking at the religion book, and said, "Hey, what are you reading?"
Did she read it in front of the class?
She didn't read it out loud, but she read it. She took the book and read it to herself and escorted him out the class. And I felt bad for my friend. So I took the blame. I let him know, like, hey, it was me. I got my ass beat that day.
And all the sneaking you did finally came out, huh?
It did, but I don't even care because we actually got through 2 or 3 books. So I don't even care. I did my work. I did my purpose.
You started the whole book club for $5.
And then after that, Katrina came in 2005, and I wound up being a candy lady.
Funny you say that. Today's the anniversary.
Yes, today is the anniversary.
Yeah.
We not gonna drop this until later, but
yeah,
it's August 29th, so today is the anniversary.
August 29th, 2005.
But after Katrina, I wound up being the candy lady way in Baton Rouge. They loved it though. Babe, I had everything. I had the
Baton
chips,
Rouge is
the
like
candy.
a totally different culture than here.
Shout out to Scotlandville. That was my school. That was my motherfucking school. I had some. We're not gonna go there. That was my motherfucking school. But from there, like, I really found my niche with entrepreneurship and just connecting with people that wanted to do more outside of themselves. I want to say after that, I started producing fashion shows, which was with Twisted Styles. If anybody was at the first fashion show, it was fucking amazing. The people that had the venue, they tried to play on me, but I got them together real quick. They didn't know who the fuck they was fucking with.
As always.
But after that, I started a magazine. I've done a couple of blogs on my own. I started a couple of businesses. They didn't all, explode like I thought they would. But guess what? They were great. They did what they were supposed to do in that moment. But I learned that anything that I've ever set my heart out to do, I could do it, and I did it well. Like, everybody loved it. It was received well. I made sure I gave my best on everything. And within that, I made such amazing connections. Like, still to this day, people that I know from 10, 15 years ago still hit me up and be like, yo, B, I want to do XYZ with you because I remember how you were back then. And I want to know if you know anybody that's in this field because I remember back then. So I know my purpose. Like, whenever I am called to go to sleep forever, I know that my whole purpose was to connect others, and it was to help people achieve their purpose. Because my purpose has always been to connect others to their purpose. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And, like, I don't have to have all the money in the world. I feel better when I know that I've helped somebody get to their next step. So that's my niche. Like, I know that for a fact. That's my niche.
Damn, that was deep.
It is.
Oh, God.
With all the bullshit, it was still deep.
Literally.
So what's your niche? What's your niche?
Probably my niche. It finally took me probably 30 years to figure it out. It's probably just storytelling. I'm gonna be honest. I started writing poems in the 3rd grade. Let me tell you. Beautiful. And my teacher thought I was crazy. Now look.
She thought you was crazy?
Well, not crazy, but she thought I was wasting time. Cause I was making.
She shouldn't have been a teacher, just so y'all know.
No, you're right, because she was my mama's teacher and misguided my mama. So there.
It was time. I was
moving on.
Go ahead.
Moving on.
Corona.
Why? So, in the 3rd grade, after my teacher thought I was a weirdo, I remember I used to write in the style of Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
And, like, I used to write my poems, like, I felt like they had to rhyme because Dr. Seuss was my muse at the time. Being 3rd, 4th, well, almost the 5th grade. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this Dr. Seuss. I can write my stories like this.
Do you remember anything from that time?
My first poem that I wrote, I'll never forget it. It's somewhere. My mama got it in the box probably. Cause we were doing a Dr. Seuss unit at school. It was called Me, Myself, and I. Based that off of De La Soul, which I probably shouldn't have been listening to at 9, but here we are. So Me, Myself, and I remember the first 2 lines. I think it went, me, myself, and I live 10 stories high. Me, myself, and I are trying to fly in the sky. I think that's all I remember from right now.
Okay, that's enough. Honestly, that's enough.
She was like, I got an A on the project, by the way, but
okay.
She just made it seem like I was weird for, like, putting my all into the project. It's like, I'm trying to get an A, and I passed with straight A's that year, by the way.
Thank you.
So then I got to probably like maybe 5th grade, and I think my muse of style became like Shel Silverstein, From Where the Sidewalk Ends. I love those books. They're sitting in my Amazon cart currently. I think I knew by the end of 7th grade that my niche was writing. I wasn't clear on what I enjoyed writing the most. Like if I enjoyed writing poems or short stories, or like trying to delve into like newspaper stuff, right, like articles.
Right.
And then in high school, my favorite classes were history and English because I feel like history always tells a story.
I hate history, just so y'all know.
I love history. I'm a nerd. That's
I
one
hate
thing you
it.
can never debate me at is history. I know my
Math
stuff.
hit me up, but I gotta just go back on some stuff because I kind of forgot it. But math, that's my shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, history and English is mine.
English is mine as well.
Yeah, those were where my best grades come from, like for real. I think in high school I averaged maybe an A, so maybe like a 90, 96 point, whatever. It was then I learned the elements by merging the two of telling stories, whether it be my own stories or the stories of others. I didn't really become confident in storytelling and networking until I was 30, the big old age of 33.
Oh, the Jesus here. All right.
Oh yeah. I think everything came together then for that reason.
That's crazy. Okay.
That was probably, I think I had been in New Orleans for like a year by then when I turned 33. And I would branch out, even at happy hour, like, you know, if I did go to happy hour, I'd be talking to people, or random people would be like talking to whoever I was with or join our conversation. And I would like vaguely mention that I was a writer. And see, then I wasn't clearly confident in my skills or my talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I started writing for MadisonJ.com. Shout out to Maddie in NYC.
Hello.
And I was only a staff writer then. I wasn't the editor-in-chief, which I am now. Learning to write spiritual stories on the fly caused me to dig a little bit deeper spiritually, like within myself. So it made my stories better because I was actually actively doing what I was writing about.
Right.
And since then, that was probably 2018, so probably a couple years ago, I've become more confident in my work and my talent. Small story. In undergrad at Ole Miss, the frat guys didn't want to do their work. So that's how I practice writing. Because if they didn't want to write their essays for class, they paid me $80 to $100 to do it. So,
come on.
Hustling.
You better get that entrepreneurial spirit.
Hustling, okay? And since then, since me being confident in what I'm good at, my talent of writing, I've met like an amazing amount of people, specifically here in New Orleans. Like, that's one thing I tell people. New Orleans is full of talented people. They just don't get the recognition that they are supposed to get. They don't get their flowers or their just due. And every person that I work with, for whatever reason, I want to make sure that they get that. And with me being confident in my content, being asked to pen an article for an international magazine came after I became confident in what I do. And it's funny because I feel like my niche might turn into a second act when I retire from my real job. Wishful thinking, right?
No, it's real thinking. What you mean? You
I know.
already put that in the world.
I did.
It is what it is. But I definitely understand where you're coming from because with us both being writers, it definitely takes a certain type of confidence to know your voice and know who you're speaking to, because that has always been a problem for me, and I didn't really understand my voice or my audience until just recent.
Really?
Probably like 29, maybe. Like within the last year, I've really understood my voice, like what it is that I have a real, true, and authentic voice to in my audience. It really took me a while for that. And I love to do like short stories. I like to do poetry. I love to journal. I love to do it all. But the things that I know I'm supposed to just share with the world are my experiences in life. And I didn't understand it until just recently. And I really want to get into that. And I want to make sure that I do my best to fulfill my purpose in that aspect.
I think this helps with that for both of us, actually.
Right. Yes.
Because we've both written for various things, various projects,
platforms,
various people's
and
platforms.
all of that, yes.
Yeah, and I think this really helps with sharing who we are and being open
and being confident.
Yeah. Because I think with us sharing like our perspectives on stuff on each episode helps other people feel like, okay, so now I'm not alone in how I feel about such and such and such and such.
Right. Yes.
Like, yeah, we'll probably get a little bit of flack, but whatever.
I really don't give a fuck, but yeah.
At this age, no. Who cares? But there are keys to all of this.
Yes.
There's major keys to all of this.
Yes. And it took me a while to figure this out, but I feel like there are 3 keys to being successful when you're creative. Mm-hmm. You have to be consistent. No matter how much of a fail it was before, no matter what problems you go through, you have to be consistent. I'm telling you, be consistent. I wish I would have been consistent with a couple of my other projects because it would be so much further than what I thought it would. You have to produce quality work. Don't just come out here half-assing some shit. You had a dream last night and the next day you just dropped a t-shirt.
And I think social media messes with that a lot.
It
gives people these false narratives of, okay, this person did this,
I can do it too.
I'm gonna do this. No.
You don't know how hard that person worked to
or
get
you
to
don't
where
know
they
what
are.
they had to sacrifice to even get to that point.
Exactly. They researched. They did everything possible to get what it is that they got.
Cried, not slept, wrote shit down, forgot about it, expanded on it whenever.
They did what B. Simone talked about, but they actually did it. They didn't just write about it or copy and paste it.
Why we have to do this?
I'm sorry. Next. Next. You have to be authentic. Please. And it goes back to copying. You cannot copy someone that you actually don't have a real connection to. Like, if you don't have connection to fashion, don't try to do a t-shirt line or a clothing line. That's not your niche. That's not your passion. That's not what you're connected to. If it's construction, if it's cooking, if it's painting, if it's being a housewife or dad, be that. Don't be anything else besides what you're called to be. You just have to figure it out. Figure that shit out. Because I definitely had to learn my lesson a long time ago. Like I said, I started a long time ago. I've had so many different things that I've created, and I wish I would have took my time with, like Twisted Styles. I wanted to be the next Rachel Zoe, I'm so sorry, and Tyra Banks. Like, I wanted to do fashion shows. I wanted to pick the models. I wanted to be that bitch. Like, I went to Clark Atlanta to get my fashion merchandising degree. I left early, but that was my goal. Like, I wanted to do that, and I wish I would have took my time. I wish I would have been more patient with myself to do that. I wanted to start a clothing business where I purchase thrifting clothes, go to the thrift store and like get the vintage stuff. I love thrifting, but I just realized I don't like thrifting for other people. Honestly, fuck y'all. I like to thrift for myself.
And that's why my thrift blog failed, because I like thrifting for myself, but not for you other people who could not appreciate what I put out.
Exactly. And it's okay, because you have to learn that it's you. It's for you.
It's not
for everybody else.
It's not meant for consumption by other people.
I also have a glasses line that is still actually running. It's still going. It's just very quiet right now.
Look at us being open with our failure. Well, not failures. I'm going to say disappointments.
Disappointments and our patient trials.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to be patient. I still have my sunglasses. If y'all purchase Uptown Views, thank you so much.
At Baby Bangs.
At Baby Bangs. The website is not up, but y'all have the Instagram, Uptown Views. If y'all purchase from us, I thank y'all so much, but it's still going. It's just, it takes time, because my vision for that actual business is way bigger than what I can afford. And I can accept that. I haven't made it there yet.
That's an element though with creativity or being a creative, is that the vision that you have, you may not be able to afford that vision. Like, you see it clear as day, you've written it down, you planned it all out, but you may not have the money for that
to do it. Exactly.
Especially not in this time when people are on unemployment, and you're like, man, okay.
Even if you got the SBA loan, guess what? You still gotta pay that back. You still gotta pay it back. And if you didn't make the money yet, I don't know if you're gonna make it when it's time.
And that is the ghetto.
I'm just saying, like, it's okay if you don't have the money. That just means that it's the vision is deferred. It does not mean that it's canceled. It does not mean that it won't happen. You just have to put it on the back burner for a little bit. And then it comes to my biggest baby, like my oldest, not even my oldest baby, but my biggest baby, Modern Renaissance Woman. This girl here, like, she has brought me through the ringer, but I feel like she has the biggest purpose, and she's going to serve the community in the biggest way that I need, and that I've always envisioned, and that the universe and God has placed upon me. So it took me a little minute to understand what it's supposed to be, but I'm now in that space where I feel more confident in my creative ability, in my talents, that I can do everything necessary to connect back to Modern Renaissance Woman, because she's going to connect to all types of creative entities, such as visual arts, music, photography, our podcast, writing,
right,
hair, makeup, like everything that New Orleans is built upon, she's going to connect to it. So I'm definitely glad that I've had a lot of disappointments within the past 15, 20 years. I'm glad, because it has definitely taught me how to deal with the present, and it's taught me to do everything that I need to do to make sure that my future endeavors are successful.
Right.
Period. So what about you?
I think one of the biggest of keys is that you have to be consistent with your content you're putting out. Whatever it is, you got to be consistent. You have to also, again, the highest of keys, put out quality work. It's definitely going to show when you put out half-assed work. It's going to show. There are going to be holes through it, and people are going to see through it, and you're going to be like embarrassed.
Yes. I've seen it. I've seen it. I see it on Instagram every day.
We've seen it
with people that I know that like to want to jump out and be on their own, and they haven't gotten the, okay, it's not my place. Next, go.
Stay over here. That's been the biggest thing this year with producing content for various projects that I've been working on. So I can't say 2020 has completely been a wash, because I've still been working. But you have to take your time with any project that you're putting together. You can't rush it. You have to speak intention over each project and ask that it reach the proper audience that you want it to reach. And basically the biggest key is don't ever half step. Put your best foot forward. Don't fill in any holes before you put anything out. If you're having a partner like with us with the podcast, always communicate with your partner if you're in a business, and make sure y'all on the same page as far as, what gets put out when, what you're doing as far as, the elements of your business.
Yes.
And then even with yourself, make a physical note. If you got to write shit down, do it. Be like, okay, I did this on this date.
Right.
Okay, what else needs to be done going forward, and what's the deadline for it? Yes.
And can I add, a lot of people love to get into situations, be it business, love, work, whatever it is. They love to get into situations and do not communicate. When I tell you communication goes a long way, it is important to anything that you do. Please communicate. Like, if you're going to get into any type of business with anyone, communicate what you're going through. It is okay if you're going through a down day that day. It's okay. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Everybody deals with a little bit of anxiety, depression, sadness, being mad, whatever the case it may be. Please communicate.
Right.
Cause you might get your head knocked off the next time you meet with your business partner. You don't know where they're at in their journey. They might not be elevated or mature enough to have a conversation. They might just be at that point to just smack the fuck out of you.
And thank God the universe that we have not had those moments.
Thank you.
We literally communicate. High five. We literally communicate, if not every day, every other day.
I'm so glad that I went through my journey. Because I might have ghosted you. I might have ghosted you. But it's a journey, you know? And I appreciate it.
It is. Like, we talk to each other, like I said, if not every day, every other day. Be like, hey, I'm struggling. Give me a little time. And we give each other time. And, you know, we're open and honest with each other, like, for real. Or, hey, I got this cooking. Are you okay with that? You know, or vice versa. So always, you know, communicate effectively, especially in a business situation, or even just period by yourself. Write down what you've already paid for whatever it is, you know, promotion, writing, art, supplies. Make sure you write all of that down.
Yes. It's okay to communicate with yourself. You will not be crazy. I'm just letting y'all know.
Hey, I talk to myself under my mask in the grocery store. It's okay.
I talk to myself without a mask. Anywhere. I just talk to myself. Next.
Especially when I'm looking for wine and Roberts.
Exactly. Because you got to know
like,
what you're picking.
My mask be on. I'll be like, do I want some rosé today? Or do I want Merlot?
What do I want today? Yeah.
Am I feeling very tedious today? It's okay to talk to yourself.
It's okay. And
without your mask, with your mask, just talk to yourself.
And I hate that that's been a negative connotation in the society. Gosh. Talk to yourself. It's okay. Because sometimes you're the only one that knows the answer. Exactly. I'm just saying.
And speaking on that, like piggybacking, when we say we communicate with each other, if not every day, every other day, we even talk about like if we get stuck in a rut, like a creative rut, like we can't create I'm very honest with Brittany, like for real. Like,
and it's the same, yeah.
Like it's been weeks. We supposed to do the monologue for the shows. And I'll be like, yo, it's Wednesday. I'm still on episode 3. I'm like halfway through the monologue. Like, help. I'm sorry. I try to get it to you by the end of the week. And then I fixed that problem myself recently. I made a whole schedule because I have so many pots cooking right now and I have to divide all of my time for each day. And the sticky note is sitting right here on my Mac. But yeah, like you have to know that, hey, I'm at a wall. I can't create. I can't get anything out of this. And for me, I'm trying to stick to my new schedule. I go outside sometimes if I feel stuck. Like if I need to write an article for Madison J or something, I need some sunlight because sometimes I don't be feeling inspired to write no spirituality, nothing. I don't be getting no messages from, you know, the ancestors, from God or whatever. And I just be like, man, I'm stuck. And then after I come from outside, I say, you know, hey, open me up to be a vessel for whatever story that it is you want me to tell. I'm going to do it, but just I need to be open. I need to feel unblocked. Help. And sometimes it'll come to me and I'll write it on my dry erase board. Sometimes I take breaks from the socials. Lately, I've been doing a shitty job of that. Been trying to push and promote for all the projects I've been working on. I have not taken a break from the socials. That'll probably be this week. So don't ask me nothing about nothing I posted today or tomorrow, because come Monday, that's it. The weekends are really my girl because that gives me time to slow down. When I get an idea on the weekends, I can typically write it down. And, you know, I'll expand on it when I feel stable with whatever the idea is. I don't rush with it and I just let it sit for a while. And then when something else connected to whatever I wrote comes, I'll just, I'll, again, expand on it. I always got a notebook somewhere. Again, I got like 5 notebooks stacked up on my office desk right now. Same. And all of them got different... Like, all of them got different stuff in them. Like, I got one notebook for, like, you know, healthy eating, which I'm getting better with, especially with fruits and vegetables. I got another one for things that I want to talk about for our podcast episodes, ideas for episodes that we have put together. There's so much shit.
I'm actually very proud of myself because I've reduced the amount of notebooks that I've had.
Man, how did you do that?
Honestly, I don't know. It was life. It was really life. I recently found a notebook from 2004 up to 2009, maybe.
Wow.
And I read that shit, y'all. Oh Lord.
And then you were just like, bitch,
Lord.
what was I on?
First of all, I have to congratulate myself because I've been a wise motherfucker at an early age.
And not a lot of people can even say that.
But I've had some very girl, what the fuck moments. I really have.
Man, tell me about it. I finally threw away my journal from like probably my junior year of high school. I finally threw it away like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm using that shit for a book.
No, I can't use that for a book because then my mama look at me and read and be like,
you know what, Mama Gaynell, girl, you just gonna have to find out a lot of shit.
No, she gonna listen to the podcast anyway and be like, who is this child? Is this my child? Yes, it is.
She's gonna find out a lot of shit. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I threw the book away because I was like, man, I sat on it for a while before I threw it away. It had buku ideas, so I just transferred them to another notebook.
I've done that too.
And then
I've done that.
And then I read and I was like, yo, like you really was young and just really trying to find your way with parents that were super religious. And it's not that they wouldn't let me do stuff. It's just because of pitfalls that they had.
Their beliefs, yeah.
Yeah, but then the pitfalls that they had before they got to, involved in church helped shape some of the things that they would say we couldn't do or things that I couldn't do. And then with me being an older sister, you got to be the example, blah, 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 blah. Like I wrote about.
You get into a whole nother episode, son.
I am.
Next. So anyway.
Like, bitch, next caller.
So anyway, so for me, we were talking about creative ruts. And I feel like every creative gets into this at one point or another. For me, I'm coming out of a creative rut right now. For the past like 9-10 days, I have been distant. I have not been on social media. I have not talked to anyone. I've literally been in my room by myself for the past 9 to 10 days. I've talked to maybe a handful of people, but it's no more than 4 people. And when I tell you that has helped, it has helped because in 2020, I have not been able to travel like I need to. And usually when I'm in a creative rut, that means it's time for me to travel. It's time for me to see something new. It's time for me to experience something, to get some type of inspiration. And I have not been able to do that this year. So I needed to take this time to myself. Lord knows I need to take this time to myself. And I am very grateful for it. Everybody is different. Everybody is different when it comes to their ruts and to when they hit this dead end. Like, you have to find out what helps you to think, what helps you to clear your mind. Because usually when you're getting into creative ruts, that means you have blockage somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So that means you're not dealing with something emotionally. Something's going wrong in your love life. Something's going wrong in your career. Something is going wrong with you personally. You haven't dealt with it, and now it's affecting your creative aspect of life. So you need to deal with it. You need to address it, acknowledge it, and deal with it. That's what the fuck it is. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it is. And for me, I usually deal with that traveling. And Lord knows I haven't been able to travel.
But with the situation that we're in,
I haven't been able to travel. Lord.
My suitcase has gotten dusty.
I haven't been able to travel.
Nobody has been able to go anywhere.
I've missed. Oh, Lord, I missed.
The beach.
5 fucking trips so far. I was supposed to go to D.C. I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico. I was supposed to go to Denver. Oh, Lord. I was supposed to travel this year, and I did not travel, and I'm very
unnerved.
I'm very hurt by this. And
I think after the Rona finally go away, whenever that is, probably 2022.
y'all might not see me for a whole year. I'm gonna
Just
find
be
me a
on,
bae.
just be in the air, just flying, going places.
I'm gonna find me
Oh,
a bae.
can I
And
interview
me
you
and
for
bae-
this? Can I do this? Can we do this project? No, I'm in Bali.
Me and Bae are going to travel for at least 3 months. I'm traveling by myself for 3 months. I'm gonna travel for business for maybe like 4-5 months. You know how many months is that? That's 6 to 5. That's 11. I got 1 more month.
You got 1 more month to do something.
1 more month. I'm being by myself. Let me tell you, by myself.
Man, I'm really trying to get to Bali next year. Like,
I would
feel like
love to go to
I feel
Bali.
like that is so
Bali,
needed.
Dubai. I have
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
list of places I want to go. Africa is definitely on that list. So
Oh,
don't even
yeah.
try to judge me, bitch. Judge your mom. Just because I didn't say Africa first, guess what?
Because you
I'm
know
still
people
gonna
be
go.
mad
Because
judging
they
you.
love to do that. Oh, why you ain't say Africa? You didn't let me get there. Be
Look,
patient.
listen, be thankful. We can't go nowhere right now. Shut up.
Exactly. Our passports don't mean shit in no other country right now.
Our
so
passports are ugly pictures of us right now.
mine is a little bit of cute, but anyway.
Mine ugly because I had my glasses, the first pair of glasses I ever had to get, so it's mad ugly, and I took it at Walgreens. So
Oh shit.
yeah,
Oh shit. But yes. So being a creative, it takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of confidence. It takes you being able to step into who the fuck you are. Like, you gotta do it. You have to do it. It's necessary for you to even fulfill the shoes that you've already set out there for yourself.
you gotta fulfill your purpose.
Right.
But before you even do that, you gotta ask what your purpose is. Let it be revealed to you in all your purity, and it'll be revealed to you. I don't know how. I can't say how, but
It will.
It will be, and then you carry out that purpose the best way you know how. Ask for guidance periodically,
And
if
a
not
lot
every
of
day.
times, sorry to cut you off, but a lot of times our purpose has already been revealed to us.
And we
way
ran from
before we were even ready.
And we
to see
ran
it.
from it.
Yeah, we ran from it. Like, we didn't know. A lot of times, I honestly, for me, I feel some type of way when there are people that knew what the hell they wanted to do when they were in like elementary, when they were in middle school, high school. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, but there are some people that actually knew what they wanted to do and they pursued it all the way into their fucking adult years. And I congratulate every one of y'all because y'all had a certain type of vision that God gave y'all that was not given to everybody else. Y'all have a special type of vision. And
to stick with it and not let society talk you out of it.
Because I'm pretty sure your parents tried to talk you out of it. Somebody in your classroom tried.
In my case, your teacher. Shout out to Miss
She's
Knight.
in your classroom too. Somebody tried to talk you out of it and you were already stuck on it. So the fact that you decided to stick with your purpose, your passion, and you knew that was your purpose and passion, and you did it, baby, when I tell you I am inspired by you, you're amazing. You are fucking amazing.
We are proud of you.
So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope that y'all come to us with some questions. Like, we love questions. We love talking and communicating with y'all. Please email us at
rpnbpodcast.com or hit us up on Twitter, rpnb_podcast, or Instagram. We answer DMs. Like, do all of that. We want to hear from y'all for real.
please hit us up. And make sure y'all visit the website as well.
Right. So you can get all the deets and subscribe so you can hear about new episodes, new merchandising.
And we've also decided to add a new spot to the website, our blog. So anybody that feels like they want to write for us or they want to just share something that they got on their heart, whatever the case may be, hit us up. Email us. We gonna put it on there.
We're trying to nurture other creatives like us.
Thank you. Everybody needs to be nurtured in some type of way, no matter what the topic may be, no matter what the theme may be.
Oh, yeah.
Hit us up. We want to share everyone's voices. With that being said, I think it's a wrap, baby, for this episode. We did that one. Again, creatives, please stick to what y'all are God-given. Be consistent, be authentic, and produce quality motherfucking work. Period. Amen. And at that note, is a wrap. Peace and love.
Peace.